Mickey, you predicted a closer fight than a lot of people were giving credit for on Saturday, and it turned out to be...
Yeah, I did. I was just saying to you off camera, my actual prediction, which I normally put in the blog, but you were away last week, so the organisation was a bit sort of all over the place. And we didn't follow like the usual sort of rigmarole before it. Yeah, I actually thought my prediction was round 8. Bearing in mind, right, it was stopped in 10, but I mean, when I couldn't believe it when he stopped. I saw the right hand. I thought that's a good punch. It sort of looks like he's got the right idea in his head of how to put it off, but then he misses about 3 or 4 punches in a row.
And the ref waved off. You thought it was an early stoppage then?
Oh, I definitely thought it was early. Yeah. I mean, like I say, I think my prediction was 8, and then on that basis, I don't think it should have been stopped. I don't even know if he'd have stopped him in 12. I mean, he looked to me. I mean, I will say this because I predicted he'd have trouble, but I thought he was in big trouble. I thought he was blowing very hard. I thought he was out of sorts in different ways, and I thought
he did have a broken nose from.
But yeah, okay, but this is what you're going to get. You're fighting a guy that does that, and people saying, "Oh, but Takam was only right." Takam's always in good shape, right? I don't care whether he had a fight lined up, which he did, but even if he didn't, I'd never known him to be the sort of guy to balloon up or to sort of be drinking and it. He
lives the life, as they say.
He's a professional fighter, and he realises, right, this is the one opportunity he's got to sort of move forward with his life, and he's going to be ready for an opportunity like that for sure, because he knows he only gets the call if there's a pull out. No one's going to put him at the front of the queue.
I thought he did very well.
I thought it was a really good fight. Do you know? I thought it was a really, really good fight. I thought, as a boxing fan, I think the ending was an anticlimax, and you've got to understand the referee's in there. He spends that sort of 45 minutes in the ring with them. He has eye contact with them, things that we don't have. And also, you'll never hear, even if it's my own fighter who gets stopped early. I've never ever had a pop at a referee for stopping a fight early, because at the end of the day, I just understand it's part of the circus that the business is. There are sometimes early stoppages that we don't agree with, and at the end of the day, my thing is just get the guys so they can compete, they can have a go, and they can get out of there in one piece, not injured. And we got that. We had a good event. Look, Takam had a good go. He was losing the fight. He was miles behind, but it was an entertaining fight.
What did you make of the rest of the card?
Yeah,
that's so telling.
I'll be honest with you. I looked at it, and without seeing, I didn't watch one. And I'm a boxing obsessive. I watch all the fights. I looked at it, and there was not one fight. Even Cal Yafai fighting for a world title. I know what's going to happen. That's not exciting to me. Like I said, I didn't watch it. I just looked at it and I thought, listen, do you know what? Now there's so much choice with what we can watch, so much boxing on television. I choose to watch caviar. Not fish and chips. Not spam fritters, which I thought that undercard was, there's just nothing there for me as a boxing fan. I didn't watch it.
It was very easy to predict.
But there was no. Where's we want to be excited. Tell me which fight there you're going to get excited about in the whole card. You had like a super middleweight moving up to a light heavy in his first fight as a light heavy for the British title. Rubbish. I mean, I just thought nothing in there that made me think excellent. Gregorich is not a bad fight. It's a good fighter, but come on. Look, pay-per-view used to be like the cream of the cream. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
If I'm going to pay for it, I want to see the cream of the cream.
So what next do you think for Anthony Joshua? What do you think he'll do next?
I think like the fight everyone's talking about is a Wilder fight, and that's a fight that I'm excited about. I was excited about Takam. I was happy with Takam. I thought that's a good. I mean, they probably on paper it looks like an easy sort of walk-through job. And as you've seen the blog last week, I absolutely knew it wasn't going to be a walk-through. Like, you probably saw the messages on my Facebook that I posted up there saying, look at all the abuse I got for saying I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park. I've never said on any blog ever, this is my opinion, and you have to agree. I just say this is my opinion. If you agree with it, then So
you knew that Takam was going to be a harder test than.
When we watched the blog, I even broke down in detail exactly what I thought would happen, and pretty much to the letter, it did happen. What I predicted, and but to me, it was obvious, and I was just baffled. I was like, come on, man! Like, bookmakers offering 1 to 18 on him surviving. I was just like.
So what? So do you think Wilder is going to be the next fight?
I think that's maybe not the next fight, but that's the one that everybody wants to see, and and I'm excited about that. That's something I want to see. I want to see a good undercard as well. I don't like pay-per-view that just looks like they've rinsed as much money out of there and put nothing in there, because I want to see a whole card. It used to be like, I'm not saying everything should be how it used to be, but pay-per-view should be a special card, and they should take pride in actually putting together good fights on the undercard.
Do you think they were unlucky with pull-outs?
Probably, possibly. But people saying, oh, Eddie's this like magical, fantastic businessman because you got an event with a turnover is probably however many tens of millions. Yeah, I'd say get a plan B just in case, because you might get injuries, and I think Takam was probably the cheapest and easiest to get to make the fight, mainly because he's not that much in demand, because he's an African-based Frenchman. He's not a pay-per-view fighter, apart from this fight, but he's generally just like a guy that goes and plies his trade very well, good fighter. I just think the fights we want to see are, look, Wilder I'm excited about. I also want it to be like a world-class event, like undefeated guys boxing each other, and I want it, that's how I like it.
Yeah.
But I'm in terms of pay-per-view boxing, I'm a punter, not a businessman. So as a punter, that's what I want, and I didn't get it on Saturday. Certainly didn't get it. I didn't even watch it, so I can't comment. I can't say, oh yeah, actually it was better than I just looked at it and I just went, no. My Saturday night, the time is valuable. There's lots of things I can spend it doing. Watching this dross, no. So I still watched the main event, and I thought the main event was a really good fight.
Do you think Joshua's learned something from that fight?
Massively, because look through his slate to now. Okay, Klitschko, brilliant, no problem, great fight. Dillian White, I thought as well, very good fight. I thought Charles Martin, massively underperformed against Joshua, and I thought he was an experienced pro boxer at a decent level. I thought he might cause more problems than what he did. He didn't. You can't fault Joshua. What's he meant to do? The opportunity comes to take the guy out early, get him out of there. But I think that was exactly the kind of fight that was missing for him. I mean, Klitschko was a hard fight for him. There's no doubt about that. I thought he needed a fight like that. And the guy headbutted him. Sorry, this is like professional boxing. It wasn't like that kind of headbutt. It was a guy clearly trying to come inside the jab. And if you've got a fight at that range, and the guy's got longer arms than you, your tactic has to be coming there. You want the head to be on the chest and to be bowling shots underneath and then over the top, because that's the only chance you've got of hitting him. You have to come from miles out into close very quickly, and a risk inherent is that there could be head clashes. So people say, oh, Joshua massively underperformed, but he got headbutted. Yeah, he got headbutted in a fight. He clashed heads. Possibly got his nose broke. Right, but this is professional boxing, and I'm sure. Look, Joshua has not been sort of
whining about it at all.
No, and I was a little bit disappointed that I saw a press release. I didn't hear Joshua saying it. I saw a newspaper story saying that Joshua had said that the change of opponents was the reason for him underperforming. I don't know if he said that, and I felt a little bit disappointed when I read it, because Joshua is not an excuses kind of person. His psychology, his personal, his aura, if you like, the way that he processes everything is not making excuses.
Certainly in the post-fight interview he didn't complain about it at all. He said, I got my nose broke, but this is boxing.
Yeah, that's what I expect from him, and that's why I think he's such a popular guy and why he's made a success of his life, because that is his approach. And I saw that, and I just thought, I'm going to look into it. I want to find out. Yeah, actually, because that doesn't sound like him to me.
Do you think Tyson Fury would be a good addition to the heavyweight
Yeah, yeah. But look, be fair on Tyson. He's a long time out. He's had a lot of difficulties in that time. I just hope. Do you know? Look, I've met him quite a few times. Actually, I made his first pro fight.
Match made him.
I match made his first pro fight, which actually was a complete mismatch. He bowled the guy out in about 30 seconds, and there was a lot of sort of complaints. But it was his first fight, and you know, if he had had a hard fight and got beat or even looked bad, it would have, you know, it wasn't an option that we could do. His first fight, just getting the easiest one we can do. I would love him to be in good shape. It might not be what he wants, and whenever I see him, he's always very nice to me, so I don't say anything. But that's going to make his life harder. As a boxing person, I think he needs 1 or 2 fights before he fights Joshua, because we've seen pictures of him. He doesn't look in good shape. Meaning that he's probably been enjoying his life while he's been out of boxing, but it's a big change from that to come back into world-class boxing against a guy who has been boxing regularly. I would like, and look, he's surrounded by boxing people, so I'm sure but it's just financially, he's not going to get the money having a couple of warm-up fights that he's going to get, or he has been, you know, getting for fighting Klitschko, stuff like that. Yeah. Even as he was like the opponent against Klitschko, I guess, going in from their side, you know, he had to go to Germany. But yeah, absolutely. No, he's the man, I think, who's got the tactics and the technique and the mindset. Very important when you're fighting Joshua. When you see Fury in there, in the fight, he looks very confident, very focused. He looks like he's got the tools. If anyone's got the tools at the moment to beat Joshua, I think it's him. Wilder can punch, but I just think skill-wise, Wilder is a mile behind Joshua. I don't think Joshua is like the A1 of skill, but I do think he's a skilled gunner. I think he's got better skills than Wilder. Wilder can bang, and if he hits Joshua on the chin, that's heavyweight boxing. Anything can happen, you know. We'll see. But yeah, something to look forward to.
Exciting time for heavyweights.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Mickey, thank you.
Thank you, Ed.